audience, I am Rajnish.
And I am Devanambasana.
We are from Sir Institute, and today we are going to meet one personality, Nikhil sir, and he is a principal of Motherhood and a very good reader, and he has a very good knowledge about the books. So we are going to take interview of them. So let's start. So sir, which type of books mostly do you like to read?
I prefer only personal development books that is helping me developing my personality and running my institution and organization. So I like personally to read these books that is personal development books.
Okay, but what happened in the beginning? So there are some issues of rating of related of reading. So people started reading book, but their attendance rate is very low. So they are, after a few days they are getting bored and leave the church. So what should we do for that?
First of all, try to identify the topics you like. If you are interested in cricket, so start with a cricket magazine. First of all, read that magazine, and you will eventually find interest in reading. So try to identify your personal favorite topics and read something about that, and after that shift to the book. First of all, start with the magazine or a newspaper article, then shift to the books. You can find biographies of cricketers as well and learning lessons from the cricketer. I have read a book from Harsha Bhogle, that is management lessons from cricket. So I find it very interesting. I started from reading magazine, then I shifted to the books.
Okay, but do you think that biographies and all that interesting books is suitable for beginners?
Biographies, I don't think so suitable for those who are developing reading habits, because biographies sometimes feel boring.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find discouraging things in a biography, struggle of a person that you don't like to read or listen. So biographies, I personally don't think, because it's a life journey of a person from the childhood to his entire success journey. So it's a quite big book. So people just don't want to read that. Just looking at the number of pages.
Most of his biographies is sometimes so boring.
I don't think so. It's boring, but it's lengthy.
Yeah.
People are not curious up to that certain amount of time, because people want everything instantly. So that is not possible by reading biography. So I personally think start with a small book, a book with 50 pages. Start with that. Then you shift to as your interest grow in reading the books, start developing reading books and biographies.
And which author's book you like the most?
First of all, there are few authors. First of all, I like to read Napoleon Hill. He has spent more than 25 years of his life writing a single book, that is Think and Grow Rich. That is the outcome after 25 years. It's a long journey, and he started with nothing, and he was a super successful author, and he was the first personal development author in the entire human history. So I would like to take lessons from the history. Means Napoleon Hill is my favorite. There are few others, that Robert Kiyosaki, that teaches about financial knowledge, means financial training. In that book, it is about how you manage your wealth, how you spend your money, how you invest your money, and how money grows, and what are the assets and the liabilities. What is the difference between assets and liabilities? So Robert Kiyosaki comes at number 2. So those two authors are my favorite.
Sir, my question is this: some people want to start reading and get habit to start reading. So fiction book is suitable for that, or non-fiction books are suitable?
It matters. If somebody is passionate about something, then he is going to stay with that book for a very long time. But if he doesn't, then he has to choose the book of his or her favorite topic. So I think identifying the interest is the first point starting reading habits. So first of all, identify the things that you like the most, then shift to the book of that particular topic.
But what happens children who wants to start reading, so they are not able to identify what is the personality development of books.
Okay.
So that children mostly read the fiction books because
Yes.
it's interesting and quite.
For children specifically, the fictional books are the only books they should read. They are not capable enough to understand what is personality development, personal development, or growth related books. So I think they should start and they should only read fictional books, because in fictional books there are the moral. We all have went through that journey. Moral of the story. So moral of the story is a life lesson for that kid. They can understand only using story.
There are only one.
Yes. In my institution, I highly recommend teacher to say the stories, to speak the stories to the kids, because that is the only way they are interested. Okay, they are engaged in the story. If you name a few animals, they would be happily, excitedly listening to you. So I think fictional story are the only way to teach the moral to the kids. So.
And sir, you say that you like personal development books. So which books we should read which are related?
There are quite a few books available in the market that are highly recommended by the successful people. So personally, I think Law of Success is one of the books that is by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich, as I told you earlier, is one of the greatest book that is written in personal development. Then I think one book is Awaken the Giant Within. That is by Tony Robbins. That is the richest or the best motivational and leadership trainer in the world. Basically from USA, but he has written the greatest book. And one more book I find interesting is Lessons of Swami Vivekananda. Life story of Swami Vivekananda and Lessons of Swami Vivekananda. I find it personally interesting. That is spiritual development book. Not only personal development, but how you can grow spiritually. So I find that interesting.
And I also like personal development books. One book I read, it was How to Influence.
Yes. Oh, how can I forget that book? Think and Grow Rich is one of my favorites. Second is How to Influence and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie is specifically famous for communication and how to build relation with the public, means the people that you live with. How to build a good rapport. How to influence people, means they take action based on your own words, means that is quite interesting book, and that was written in 1950s, and it is one of my favorite book. How can I forget? I said it is the best book in personal development and improving your public speaking and communications.
And how to be consistent in book reading?
Okay. First of all, try starting with one book. Don't purchase 3 to 4 books just by listening to motivation seminar, how books help us. Don't try to just spend or invest some amount of money, 100, 200 rupees, and purchase a single small book. And make a target that I will read 10 pages daily. It will be complete in 15-20 days. Don't make a huge target. I will read 5 books in a month. That is not going to work. That is not going to work at all. Start with book 1. And I recommend to read that book 3 times. Then move to another book. Don't make book reading a target.
So
It is not target. We have to think, rethink, and imagine and apply. So one of the book written by Gandhiji is clearly saying that meditate on what you read. Means meditate means think very deeply and what you read.
My question is which combination we should read means some people want to read only about the financial knowledge. He has lots of financial knowledge, but not the what is the communication. They don't even know that. So there are some books where you said that Rich Dad Poor Dad is based on financial knowledge and how to influence people and how to influence it for communication. So that is the set of some books. So which set of?
First of all, you cannot start with parallel reading. Means if you are reading about a communication skills and you are reading about how to do digital marketing, so that is not going to work. Start with one book and take a subject that is related to your field, means your career. If you are a mechanical engineer, start with a book that is related to mechanical engineer, and parallelly you can do with communication skills, financial freedom books. You can start with that, but take a book that is related to your core career. Yes, core interest, core career.
This was a very great interview, and we learned many things from it. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was nice meeting with you.
Thank you.